Hey, what's happening, everybody? Today we begin our journey here in Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia. We're high atop the city in the castle of Ljubljana right now, overlooking the city. It's August 2026, very busy here, and we're going to go around the city and check it out and get to know it a little bit. So join me. If you have the time, I'd love to take you for the ride. Like I said, it's a never-ending sea of humans everywhere. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, so it's pretty cool up here. Lots of views for miles and miles, 360 degrees around. So I was hoping to take everybody to Brat, a bakery where they do sourdough breads of all kinds. Particularly, I wanted to get the sourdough rye bread, a round roast with a solid crust on it. And it's not open. They're on vacation, August 18th to August 24th. But the great thing about this bakery is they make bread as bread was made in Europe long before the refinement process came around. So it's a very unique bread, very gut health friendly and good for you and very tasty. The crust is supposedly out of this world. Unfortunately, I can't try it for you on camera today because they're closed. They're on vacation. So let's move on to the rest of the city and see what's happening. All right, so we're down from the castle now. We're here along the Ljubljana River, and we're gonna check out the farmer's market here. We've got food trucks going on. It's lunchtime right now. Everybody's out. Lots of business going on. Everybody's getting fresh fruits and vegetables for the day. Passing out samples. Peppers, of course, are huge here. They look great. So yeah, that's the farmer's market here in downtown Ljubljana. Let's head on to the streets and see what's doing at the cafes. It looks like they're having some sort of food expo here from restaurants around Ljubljana. Let's check it out. Of course, there's music, so we're gonna have to cut to our own here. Shoulder to shoulder in here. Loads of delicious treats to eat. Lots of different choices, tons of food smells in the air. They're making mixed drinks over here. Means open kitchen, I guess. Shellfish going on over here in a big firewood pot. Looking good. Oh yeah, people just keep coming. Working on gnocchi, it looks like here.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? Good, thanks, yeah. Beef and octopus, if you like that. Bao buns, take a bow. Got Asian food, Slovenian food, Italian food, hamburgers, American food. Just all kinds of good stuff here. If you're not careful, you get completely pinned down by all the people rolling through here. All right, let's take another tour through this next aisle over here and see what they've got. Craft beers, it looks like. Maybe this is the alcohol lane here. More treats. Right here. Slovenian wines here. Oh, that's one. Union beer. And Union beer is the Slovenian beer, the beer of Ljubljana, the first national beer, the premier national beer by some people's standards. Other people say it's Lashko. But here it is. Great, you can just say sorry with a little accent. It sounds like you speak Slovene. Sorry. Here it looks like we've got a huge dish of Spanish paella. Looks pretty good. Smash burger right there. Filipino food. T-Check bar. Italian food going on right here. Oh, great. Thank you. I'll try it. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. We'll try it right here. Just give us a sample.
This is pasta with salami and with truffles.
Very good.
Testing. Should be. No testing. No testing.
Thank you.
Why not testing?
So we just had pasta with salami and truffles. They've got the truffles out for display right here.
Yeah, there. Look at that. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Can I hold it?
Yes, to. Samo da ne greš lijevo.
Ne.
Thank you. Yeah. Zašto? Yeah.
So they send dogs out into the woods and they smell them and then they dig them up and they come here to the market to sell.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.
Smoky tartufi. Welcome. Nice to know.
Everybody's very friendly here, as you can see. Everybody's having a good time, enjoying the different foods and the different people hanging out. Oh, this was very unexpected. You can feel the heat just radiating off of here. It's about 80 degrees out right now. And with this, we're well over 100. Woo, babe. Time for a cold beer. How about a Union? How about a Lashko? I don't want to play favorites here. You got to try them both. Smoking. So I'm right here in Prešeren Square. Behind me is the Franciscan Cathedral at the Three Bridges location. It's more of a roundabout, a circular area, as you can see, than it is actually a square, but that's what they call it, so we're calling it that. And we're gonna go on over here and check out the Three Bridges. And right through here runs the Ljubljana River. We're on the middle bridge right now. You can see here's the other bridge to the left. And the downtown, beautiful buildings here. And just over here is the third bridge to our right. And this is why they call the area the Three Bridges. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and check out the cafe life that adjoins the bridges here. We've got all kinds of different restaurants, wines, beers, beer gardens, outdoor cafes, that sort of a thing. And while in Slovenia, you have to try the Slovenian wines. They're absolutely delicious wines. They make great wine here. They're getting more and more known for their wines as time goes on and the name gets out. The legend of Slovenian wine gets out. The beers are great too. They're Pilsen beers. Union and Lashko are their national beers. But of course, just like everywhere else in the world, and especially in the United States, that craft brew scene is impinging upon classic beer and classic beer tastes. And I'm more of a classic beer person myself than I am the microbrews with high sugars, disgusting amounts of hops and that sort of a thing that make things just really impalatable. These Pilsners are very drinkable and you can drink a lot of them in one sitting if you get my drift. So that's what I recommend. Go over here and check out one of the bridges crossing the river again, just to get a sense of place and beauty. Here comes another boat tour. Book your boat tour today, people. You can see, every which way we turn, it's picturesque here in Ljubljana. All right, let's carry on and see what else is doing as we head down the river. Got some gelato going on up here. We'll check that out.
Oh, this one is a nice ice cream. Look at the ice cream. What do we then buy? We buy later.
Hi, how you doing? So yeah, everybody's really friendly here. They speak English everywhere, so don't be shy. Don't be worried that if you don't speak the local language, you can't get around. You absolutely can. Everyone speaks English, and they're super friendly Slovenian people. You can see how chill the atmosphere is here. Everybody's enjoying themselves. The weather is great in the shade, blistering hot in the sun, but they've got the misters out to keep everybody cool. And you've got right here, in addition to Slovenian food, global food such as Japanese food, ramen, pizzas. Italian food is very common here and done very well, just as good as they do it in Italy. They're right next door to Italy. Pizzas are fantastic here, usually served on an individual size, not the giant ones like you get back home in the States. Oh, you know, there's one place that I want to recommend here. It's a klobasarna, and they serve some of the best Slovenian kielbasas or sausages. And it's a good price. It's a great place to come at any budget and try out the Slovenian sausages. We'll go in for a second. Yeah, you just pop right in, get yourself a plate, some sausage, some horseradish, some spicy mustard, maybe a little peppercorns and some hot peppers, and you dig in with a piece of bread on the klobase sausage. Very famous here in Slovenia. As you guys can see, everything is right out of a storybook here in downtown Ljubljana. Picturesque every which way you look. So there are 3 different ways to get up to the Ljubljana Castle. You can drive up if you have a car, you can walk up 2 different paths, or maybe even 3 different paths depending on your approach. And finally, there's sort of a rail car that goes straight from downtown Ljubljana by the farmers market up to the top of the castle. And you can see it's very popular with everyone. There it goes right now, straight up to the top. Kind of like an elevator at about a 80-degree angle. So if you ask me, I think we should dip in here to Daktari and get ourselves an espresso. An espresso. So the sign over this Muse entrance said restaurant and bar park. We're swinging by to check it out. It looks like a beer garden here. Tucked away back off the main streets. I think it's around noon right now, so it's a little early for the beer gardens to be filled up on a Friday afternoon. Cutty Sark Pub like the liquor, like the whiskey, like the ship, like the Cutty Sark. Look at this one, covered in plants, very green. Looks great. Yeah, beautiful little area here, huh? There's so much tucked away everywhere in the city. It's compact, it's small, it's not very large, but there's always something interesting happening around every corner. Everywhere you look in this city, it's beautiful. We're by a park here, just near the river. Over here, we've got this nice park. And here, there's these nice buildings. The state building right in front of us. And the huge open boulevard right here. Ah, the Philharmonic Academy. This is where you go to get really good, obviously, at classical instruments. Lots of culture going on here in Slovenia. They really appreciate the arts. Pizza pie right here. Gigantic, enormous pepperonis. Texas-sized pepperonis here in Slovenia. Here's a view of the castle over here. Little wine bar right in front of us down the stairs there. And again, some sculpture work right here. Looks like faces molded in clay, cast in hot bronze because it's very hot out today. Hot, hot bronze. The castle's up at the top. We were just up there not too long ago. Very pretty looking aged doors here. I'm a big fan of the aged look, artistic character in things. Yeah, faces everywhere. Faces everywhere. Down there with more restaurants, wine bars and such. Always a place to wet your whistle, get a cocktail, a nice Slovenian wine, or a good beer. Picture perfect everywhere. Now this is something you don't see very often. It's a total rarity. It's an old record and tape shop. I'm sure it's mostly Yugoslavian and Slovenian music from the region, but hey, you gotta give them hats off. You don't see this anymore. And it's just tucked away here in some little shopping mall corridor. Pretty awesome. Well, what you saw basically is the city center of Ljubljana. And now we're gonna go and check out some of the outskirts of the city and some of the other things going on in the city. Maybe we'll stop in a bookstore or check out the brewery, the Union Brewery, if that's open for tasting and tours. And we'll go over to the Tivoli Park, which is the city park, which is just about a half a mile from here, a few steps away. And for those of you who know, I just saw Slavoj Žižek, a Slovenian intellectual who's famous all over the world and on YouTube for expressing his opinions of sorts, his philosophical opinions about the world and ideas. We didn't stop to interview him because the man needs his privacy, right? But anyway, you can find him walking the streets here. Apparently he lives here. So let's go on to our next stop, Tivoli Park. Tivoli Park. Just adjacent to the Opera House and the National Art Gallery is the entrance to Tivoli Park. We've got to go under the freeway here, and we're about to do that. We're approaching the stairs. And again, this is just a short walk from downtown where the three bridges are, about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, something like that. Ljubljana is a pedestrian-friendly, extremely pedestrian-friendly city. So keep that in mind when you're planning your visit. You can get around very easily. As you can see, cycling is very popular here too, not just walking and not just mopeding around. All sorts of modes of transportation here today. It seems like there's some sort of house at the top of the hill here. We're gonna go up and check it out. They probably, as is typical in Slovenia, have some sort of cafe and art collection for us to view. So let's go up there. I'm thinking maybe we'll get an espresso and a mineral water a little bit later at the tallest building in Ljubljana, which gives us a great overview of the city, just like we had from the castle, but from a different perspective. Full-on alpine house right here. All the woodwork, the painting design on the trim, the angles, everything says alpine masterpiece, right? Pretty cool. It's huge. So this is artwork, sculptural work from a resident that lives here at the moment. Very detailed, very angular, very realistic and abstract at the same time. Total command of the medium. A sort of medieval army biblical theme with your goats and your animals, your chainmail armor. I like it. I like it a lot. This is fun. Portrait here. Making great use of all that negative space. And kind of an abstract figure, yet slightly realistic at the same time. Some of those Picasso-esque drawings right here. Well, wow. Okay, man. It's pretty hot. I'm getting hot. I feel like I've been in a sauna most of the day. Let's make our way for a cold drink. So we're now making our way up the stairs of Slovenia, Ljubljana's highest skyscraper. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's under 10 stories. It's like out of Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. Here we are at the top floor. No entry. We're under surveillance, and it's the club skyscraper. And I guess we have to go by the elevator, or we don't get in at all. All right, so here we are on top of the world, the highest skyscraper in Ljubljana, sort of, kind of, used to be anyway. It's 12 stories high. You get a great view of the city. There's a cafe up here. Slovenians don't go high without a gostilna or a cafe to wet their whistle and feed their hunger if they go high. Whether it's a mountaintop or a building top, they gotta have those amenities. So yeah, here we are at the other end of the terrace, and you can see the Alps off in the distance there. They look kind of tiny in this camera because it compresses everything, but they're huge off in the distance. Beautiful view. And of course the castle right over there where we were earlier. Branching off one of the roads from the three bridges is the old post office, a site of architectural significance. Gotta watch myself here. There are bicyclists and these damn scooters going around everywhere. Who knows where the road begins and the sidewalk ends? I don't know, do you? Let me know in the comments. Yep, gotta stay on your toes around here. People moving everywhere all the time. Ljubljana, Slovenia. We're here at the Pivarna Union, and we're gonna try and get a tour of the place. It doesn't look the same as it did when I was here 10 years ago, so I don't know if they're still open for tours or not. I was kind of counting on it. We're about to find out. So we just made the tour at the last second. They've given us some sort of 3D glasses to wear. We're gonna put them on and see what happens. Yeah. All right, so it turns out there is no actual tour. We did it all on 3D glasses, and now we're going to check out the museum and then move on to a tasting here at Union Brewery in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Here's a 5-liter beer mug, and you put 5 liters of beer in it, and the contest back in the day was to see who could finish the entire thing with one hand and one hand only. Not me, buddy. Your stomach might blow up. This is how they used to deliver the beer back in the day. They sent the Union beer on horse carriage out to the bars all around Ljubljana and beyond here in Slovenia. Pretty cool. All right, so that's our experience here at the Union Brewery. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take a physical tour of the plant. They've turned it all into 3D post-pandemic, and that's just our new reality. So on to the next thing here in Ljubljana. Crowds finally died down here at Klova Sarna, and we finally got ourselves a nice kielbasa right here. We're gonna eat and enjoy. We've got horseradish, mustard, peppercorns, and hot peppers with bread. So dober tek, as they say here in Slovenia. Good appetite. Let's dig in. Looks like I got a poacher right here. I got a poacher right at the table. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Hope everybody enjoyed traveling through Ljubljana, Slovenia today as much as I did. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.